Yeah. Take number 15, which means this is the 15th time I'm starting this camera again and I'm going to try to speak on this topic, Hulk Hogan's death. Hulk Hogan, or what's his name? Terry Bollea's death. Okay. Ow, ow, oof, yeah. Pains. Okay, sorry. Here's the funny thing. Um, like I found out through online. Actually, I found out through my WhatsApp group, which most of you want to join or have joined or whatever. So people send a lot of breaking news and all that. So there's this guy from Qatar who I really respect, Qatari guy. Had anyone else sent the information, I wouldn't have believed it at all. This Qatari guy, okay, this Qatari guy, amazing, intelligent, but he's young in his 20s. So he said something in the likes of this famous WWE icon is dead, this famous superstar, and then he had shown Hulk Hogan's photograph and RIP, rest in peace. Had anybody else sent that, I wouldn't have believed it. Why? Because, famous celebrities like Sylvester Stallone, Steven Seagal, he was a martial artist in the 80s. Then Arnold Schwarzenegger, all these people, they have this habit, especially people who like to spread fake news. They'll take their photograph, put the date they're born and today's date and say RIP. So, or a for a split second, I thought this is one more of those fake news. Like Sylvester Stallone has died. But then when I saw this Qatari guy send it, I was like, okay, this guy, he doesn't send bullshit. He does his due diligence. I respect him for that. So he had sent the link of TMZ that gave the breaking news. And almost immediately I checked. And mind you, this was today's date is 25th July. It's 6:53 in the evening. I found this out, I think, literally at 2 or 3 in the morning, Thailand time. I was uploading my final video. Now, here's the strange thing. The second I found out Hulk Hogan died, I'm being very transparent and honest. Huh? I'm not saying this for clickbait. I'm not saying this for just to create controversy. The second I saw him, oh, he's died. He has died. I was like, okay, should I make a breaking news about this? Like, generally, if you see my YouTube channel, I put it on the community tab, breaking news. Okay, this guy's died or whatever. Like, I generally like to put it. In fact, I didn't even put it in my Instagram. I didn't put it on Facebook. I didn't put anywhere. Now, it's not because I don't like him. I grew up watching him. For all those people in their 80s who grew up in 1980s or 1990s, or we grew up watching this guy. He was a larger than life character. He was this massive. And those days we used to think, even adults, because there was no internet, there was no smartphone, we used to think wrestling is real. It's actual between this guy is from Iran, this guy is from Russia, Undertaker gets superpowers. We used to actually believe he gets superpowers. We actually believed these two guys hate each other. And the blood that used to come, we didn't know there was anything called bleeding. We thought he hit him so hard the blood came out, and Hulk Hogan would get the superpowers, and it was like a real life, a real as if movie. Like we actually thought it was USA fighting against Iran. Only thing is, after very many years, did we find out Undertaker is not a guy with superpowers. His name is Mark Calloway. Yeah. What? Undertaker, his real name is Mark Calloway? Kane is not Kane. He's not the guy with red machine. He is a normal guy. What, Jacobs or some name? Oh, what rubbish. And these guys who hate each other in the ring, Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho, they're actually friends. What rubbish. So when the kayfabe is, they put on an act as if they hate each other and they want to kill each other, but they're actually friends. So when we found out, it was a shock. We couldn't believe it. But then, as time passed by, we realized this is entertainment. It's not real. It's okay. Like this is scripted, but they are real athletes with real injuries. Like if you see the documentary by TMZ on Hulk Hogan, 40 minutes long, you must watch it if you're a fan. It's amazing. They have given a summary of his entire life. The poor guy, Hulk Hogan, he had both his kneecaps are artificial, means he doesn't have them. Um, his hips, artificial. His spine is all full of metal, and because it's damaged, his face, multiple injuries. He has no, all his teeth were broken, so injuries there, and his arms and elbows and everything else. And he has lived a life of constant pain because, of falling, jumping. It's not a young man's sport. Anyway, so the the minute I found that out, I was thinking, should I mention it? And I saw everyone talking about it, but then I was like, okay, everyone knows that he died. Everyone is like, oh, he died. And then the strangest thing happened. I generally like to put up a video when I speak on someone famous. And for some strange reason, I decided, forget, yeah, who wants to watch that video? Everyone's putting their reaction. Oh, Hulk Hogan has died, and all the news, breaking news. And I was like, ah. And then today, when I woke up in the morning, obviously I have to plan out my day, and I was thinking which videos to put. And I did tell myself, okay, I'll put Hulk Hogan's video. He's dead, and kind of pay respects to him. But then I was like, is it actually a big deal? Now, hear me out, hear me out. What do I mean by big deal? If, for example, let's say someone who is young, someone who is good health, very healthy, he suddenly meets up with an accident and dies, like suddenly, a guy who's perfectly healthy, that would be shocking. But if you have someone who is like almost every day of his life in the hospital, or every few weeks or months, you hear, oh, this person's ICU, the person has an operation, the person's going to die, the person's suffering. Okay, initially you'll get shocked. Oh shit, he's admitted in the ICU. But if you keep hearing every week, oh, again he's admitted to the ICU, again he's sick, again, very soon you get numb. And then at some point you begin to think, man, this guy is going to die very soon. And you keep waiting, waiting. Like I have my mother, stepfather, I have other relatives, they are in the ICU, they are in the hospital. At some point you kind of get fed up, tired, what is that right word? Desensitized? You don't feel anything. Like the first time my mother was put in the hospital in the ICU and we thought she was going to die, even though, she has never loved me or we never had good memories, I burst out crying. But now, over the period of like 5, 6 years, she has visited the ICU and she has nearly died so many times. Like now, when someone tells me, hey, your mom is in the ICU, I'm like, uh, okay. She went to the ICU so many times. And they say, sometimes they tell she might die this time. Yeah, I was told that so many times that she's going to die. I'm not, saying, oh, she should die. I mean, what can you do? Like my wife's grandmother, she was 93 or 94 years old. If you have followed my channel, you'd know this, or if you were part of my Facebook group, I deleted everybody from my Facebook. She is 94 years old. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you this. She has no meat, there's no flesh on her body. She's only bone and skin. Bone. Her eyes, she can't see both the eyes. It's sunk in. She can't hear. She just walks like this. And literally, like, where if she sits in one place, she might just poop or piss or whatever there only. She's like a baby. She needs someone to take care of her. And she would just sit like squatting in one place and just try to figure out what is going on in the world. And imagine that is even food, you have to literally make it liquid and give it to her. So she was living that life. She survived COVID and everyone thought she would die. And Since the time I got married to my wife, it has been like 7, 8 years. Every few months, we thought she's going to die. Seriously, every few months, we thought she's going to die. This went on for like 7, 8 years. Finally, one day when she died, here's the strange thing: nobody was crying. Nobody. Yes, they did feel sad. I'm not saying they felt happy. They did feel sad, but nobody was like bawling their eyes out and crying and all that, because it, how many times can you keep hearing the same thing? It's the same thing about Hulk Hogan. The number of times we heard that he's going to the hospital, number of times the fake news he's going to die. So when it did happen, it was like, okay. The thing is, Hulk Hogan has pushed the date of his death so many times. It's more like he outlived his welcome. Sad to say. Now, I'm not going to focus on, oh, Hulk Hogan is a legend. We all know that. He body slammed Andre the Giant on WrestleMania 3, which he did many times before, but it was not telecasted. If you Google search, you'll know that Hulk Hogan body slammed Andre the Giant many times before. The only reason they're highlighting it on WrestleMania 3 is because that time they had the highest number of viewers. I think 90,000 people in that stadium. Yeah. He's an icon, yes. He's a legend. There are a lot of bad stories about him. Yeah, politics, and he didn't want others to, step over him. He created a storyline of being a hero with the red and yellow branding, and then he became Hollywood Hogan with a black and black beard. Then he came back to be a good guy. We thought it was an actual fight, but the fight with Vince McMahon and all that. So if I were to summarize, what would I say? Uh, I'm not very emotionally close to that character of Hulk Hogan, but I I can definitely say he was part of my life. Will I miss him? No, because for me, it's not like I used to see his matches every day, but I have nothing but admiration for the guy who dedicated his life to this industry, to the entertainment of other people. Yes, he did get a lot of money for it, but man, he gave everything he had to this industry because that's the only industry he knew. And yes, he'll forever be a part of our lives. The 80s, the 90s, the people in the 2000s. Today's generation wouldn't know him. It's like for them, wrestling is fake. Who's this old man? But we grew up watching him. So for me, Hulk Hogan dying is a reminder that very soon all my heroes, all my relatives, all the people I admire or grew up watching are going to die one by one. And Hulk Hogan was one of them. It's sad to know that he's no more. But like I told you, he overstayed his welcome. And it was just a matter of time before he was no more. So if I could give him a message, which anyway he cannot see now, I just say thank you for everything. You're a legend who will forever be a legend. And it's just sad that you're no longer there. And that's it. You'll forever be immortalized in uh, history as a legend, because you were there when uh, wrestling started, when wrestling was supposed to be real, and now you're no longer there. So this is life, Baba. This is life. If you literally see his Wikipedia page, it is, my goodness, it is a book. You can't scroll down. You have to, I don't know how many pages is it, man. Good luck. Anyway, that's all I have to say. You guys let me know what you think. I don't disrespect him. I obviously would never, but yes, uh, it's just that we were no longer close, as that character, and we knew that his time was up. So, yeah. Anyway, good, bad, ugly. Feel free, comment down below. Thank you, Hulk Hogan, for everything that you did for us. See you one day, inshallah, in heaven, if there's a heaven. Take care.